Come on, this time we're live. Finally, this time we are live. All right. So I'm going to wait a little bit to let people get caught up because I did create a live stream that some people might be in that chat room wondering why the hell I'm late to it. YouTube's going through too many changes right now. Because of all the new upgrades, they keep changing the back area of the creator studio. And right now, they're kind of like their wires are crossed, so nothing makes sense. So although I created a upcoming live stream, it wouldn't let me into it. And then I tried going live a different way, and it just got stuck. It kept saying going live, never went live. But here we are. We're live now. So unfortunately, there might be people stuck in the original chat room waiting for me to go live in that one. So hopefully they get the message that we are actually live in a different room. I'm just going to check my Facebook real quick to see if I got any messages from people saying, hey, I don't see you in the room yet. But before we actually get to the tastings, a little bit of housekeeping. For one thing, I'll just mention, I know you guys probably noticed an absence of edited videos. We were averaging 2 edited review videos every single week. That was when my wife was doing my edits for me. Unfortunately, she's no longer doing my edits. She's busy with her painting business. She hand paints terracotta pots. So she's so busy with that she's not showing any attention to my channel because she's got her own thing to worry about. So here I am trying to learn. I've never edited a video in my life. I've downloaded either 4 or 5 different editing software programs, and come to find out that my laptop's too weak for almost every one of them. As you can probably tell by watching this video right now, the little onboard webcam that it comes with is very low quality. Picture is kind of grainy. So getting a new webcam is definitely one of the goals that I have for the channel. But the only editing program I've been able to find that my laptop can handle is HitFilm Express. I've been trying to work with it, and I'm really, really confused. So if anyone out there has HitFilm Express experience and is willing to help me out on a couple of things, please let me know, because it frustrates me to have so many review videos just waiting in the back that's ready to get edited, and I'm stuck not knowing how to do this. It's frustrating. The other thing, today's Wednesday. If you're watching live, the giveaway that we're doing ends this Saturday, where we choose the winner live on a live stream here on YouTube. But the giveaway is on at MetahumanDave on Instagram. So make sure you enter over there. There's 1,600 subscribers to this channel. I think we only have like 150 entrants. I'm sure a lot more of you guys want to win these whiskeys. So head on over there, because you have 3 days to enter. There's a couple of different ways to earn your entries. With that being said, make sure you leave your YouTube handle if you're looking for those bonus points, because come Saturday, I'm going to actually go down the list of every single entrant and check to see if you are still following on YouTube, because I'm not giving you bonus entries if you just hit the follow button and then unfollow real quick. So make sure you have your YouTube handle in a comment in the official giveaway post. Otherwise, you're not going to get those bonus entries. Real quick, I'm about to start this with or without anyone watching, but I will let you guys know. Of course, I've gotten a lot of heat from Conor McGregor fans for that Proper 12 video. Some of the dumbest shit possible, though, like people talking shit just because I was wearing a Jack Daniels shirt. Who the fuck cares what shirt I'm wearing? Has nothing to do with the fact that the whiskey is what it is. But I reached out to Proper 12. I will say, first impressions, they're not a very professional company. I've reached out to them for an official interview. You would think that someone who has over 300,000 hits on their video, you'd want to reach out back to them, because there's so much conflicting information out there on Proper 12. So many different reviewers since me have reviewed it, and contradictory information. And so I'm trying to give Proper 12 an opportunity to be transparent and let us know exactly what the truth is. And they said they're too busy, but they said they would answer in an email. So I asked a couple of flat out simple questions. Nothing that should have taken a long time to respond about, but simple upfront questions so we can get to the bottom of this, nip it in the bud, who's making it, all that stuff. So far, it's been over 2 days, and the only response I've gotten is she's going to get back to me ASAP. She wants to give proper feedback. If you can't answer a simple question in 48 hours about your own product, something's wrong. I have a big feeling that there's going to be a lot less transparency than most of us whiskey drinkers want to see from a company. Last thing I'll say, you know, the channel's grown a lot. We got a ton of hits off the Conor McGregor video for obvious reasons, right? The guy brings a lot of followers with him. But we don't make anything off of the video whatsoever. We've made $0 off this channel. So we felt it was time to try at least making a little bit of money, because, you know, it costs us money having to buy whiskeys all the time. So we did start a Teespring website. So there's some t-shirts on there and a mug. And we also just started a Patreon. So there's a couple of different ways you can support us through Patreon. And that link is in the cover art for the YouTube if you want to check out the Patreon. So we appreciate anyone that's following, supporting, one way or the other. Going to get started. So the first whiskey we're drinking is AD Rattray. They bottle specific whiskeys. They don't actually make their own stuff. They pick it up from other people. So this one is an Irish whiskey from the Cooley distillery. It's been aged 11 years and comes in at a whopping 56.2%. So we're starting with the heat right off the bat. But this is, from what I remember from the last time I tried it, this has been my favorite Irish whiskey I've ever had. And it smells nice. I'm actually getting some vanilla, which through the heat, I mean, at 56.2%, it's a high alcohol whiskey, but it smells a little on the sweet side. AD Rattray, the only place I've seen this for sale was Total Wine. Total Wine was selling this one for $120. Yeah, that is so good. You definitely get the heat at first. So it's hard to avoid that big heat feeling from something that's such a high proof. But once you get past the heat, let that burn off a little bit, you get nice complexity of flavors, and it kind of deviates. Like, I'm getting a little hint of citrus, but really a lot more on the vanilla tones. I know Aaron was the one who let it air a bit. Yeah, it was just for brevity of the channel. I'm not gonna let it sit around too long, but yeah, airing it out will take out some of the fumes. But sometimes if you let it air out too much too, you kind of lose some of the good flavor notes too. So you always have to experiment with your own whiskeys, figure out what's the right amount of airing out. Like with a cheap whiskey, if you've ever had Monkey Shoulder, I'm not a fan of it straight out of the bottle. But when I let it sit for like 10 minutes or so, that's when I can start to enjoy that one a little bit. That particular one kind of brings out like banana nut bread. So for me, that's the only way I can enjoy Monkey Shoulder. Yeah, seriously, this one again comes from my SoCal Magnificent Bastard group that I'm a member of. This came from Aaron Artino. This is like he's a big cash strength kind of guy. Almost everything he drinks has to be at least 50% or higher. And this is one where you can say, without a shadow of a doubt, having it at a higher proof brings out a lot of flavors that you don't normally get with Irish whiskeys. Since we've already mentioned it, something like Conor McGregor's whiskey coming in at only 40%, it's very light, it's thin, it doesn't have a whole lot of depth. I'm still feeling the flavors, the oil clinginess. I mean, even a little bit of that burn. This is a high one. I'm not gonna front and pretend like at 56% I'm handling it just fine. It's a strong whiskey, but once you get past the heat, it is truly an enjoyable Irish whiskey if you're willing to spend the bucks. Everyone has a budget. $120 for a whiskey. It's a little bit outside of my personal budget for what I would buy, because if I'm going that high, there's other whiskeys I would pick up. But this is a phenomenal whiskey. And obviously everyone's budget's different. So if 120 is fine for you, I have to say try this one out. It is probably my favorite Irish whiskey. So the next one that I'm moving on to is actually a wheated bourbon. This is Smooth Ambler Big Level. And man, we're going with high proofs today. I just grabbed 3 random samples. This is another high proof. This one's coming in at 50%. So out of the 3 that we're doing today, this is the lowest of the proof. Seth, I have not heard that at all. I will put it this way. If in case you came to the video late, I was talking a little bit about Proper 12's marketing manager is not the most professional. I will say that. And they're being very tight-lipped. They won't answer any upfront questions. And I mean, simple questions that a whiskey company would normally be able to answer quickly. They haven't gotten back to me with specific questions. I highly doubt they're going to bring something out. 80%. Well, first of all, you can't have a whiskey at 80%. That's way too high. There's no such thing as an 80% whiskey. I believe the highest you're ever going to find, and it's hard to find them, is probably about 65%. So them coming out with an 80% is not going to happen. But I would love to see them come out with a higher percentage of ABV on their whiskey, because like I said in my review, I feel like that's one of the things that's hurting it. It's too muted, too diluted, especially when it's a young whiskey. So even bringing it out at like a 43 or 46 probably would have done that one a lot better. So I let this one air out a little bit, and holy cow, does that smell sweet on the nose. So let's just go with facts. Okay, this is a bourbon, so we know that it has to be at least 51% corn. So by able to just do a quick little Google search, they don't hide their mash bill, which is what I love about whiskeys. When you're upfront and transparent about what's in your whiskey, this one is 71% corn, 21% wheat, and the extra 8 is malted barley. It's aged for 5 years in a number 4 charred barrel, which is why you get such a deep, dark color. 5 years in a number 4 char, which is one of the highest char levels you can get. On the nose, yes, it's very sweet. You get that corn right off the bat. Okay. Interesting. While it was in my mouth, I immediately said, this is kind of sweet. But once I actually swallowed it, I got a little astringency. That's interesting. This is good. What's up, everybody who's joining in a little late? Cheers. If you're home from work already and you're drinking a dram, let us know in the comments section. What are you drinking? Mike, what's happening, brother, man? So the first one I did, I still have a little in here, is 80 Rattray. It's a Cooley Irish whiskey that's been aged 11 years. And the one that I'm currently sipping on is Smooth Ambler Big Level. We're going high percentage of proof today, too. This one, 56.2%. Smooth Ambler's coming in at 50%. Now, here's what's cool about the Smooth Ambler, though, is it's very inexpensive for someone that wants to try a wheated bourbon. Because we know Weller is very hard to get in most areas. That's why I chose that to be part of the giveaway that I'm doing. So a lot of the people that wanted to try Weller 12, if you can't get it in your area, hopefully you can win the giveaway. We're going to be choosing 2 winners this Saturday. Johnny Walker Green, yes. So I love Johnny Walker Green. Just to give a little, like, pull the curtain back a little bit and let you know, we don't have a whole team of guys helping us with this channel. So Mike and I, we try to record either on Sunday or Monday, and we'll do 2 videos in a day. And we're kind of backlogged. We have a lot of reviews that are in the pipeline, but this Monday we recorded and Johnny Walker Green was on the list. Why is Green so good? I don't know, but I'm not going to hate because it's the most affordable whiskey in the Johnny Walker lineup. I don't know how much you get it for in your area, but Total Wine by us and High Time up in Costa Mesa, they both sell it for about $45. You cannot pass up that one, $45. Standard Wormwood Rye. I haven't heard of that one. So personally, I'm not a big bourbon guy. There's a very select few bourbons that I've actually truly enjoyed. So take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. If you're a bourbon guy, this might be more up your alley. For me, I'm not a big fan of this. But if you're trying to trying a wheated bourbon for the first time and you can't get the inexpensive Wellers at retail price, fuck the secondary prices. Weller's not worth secondary pricing. But if you can get it at retail, go for it. If not, Big Level's a good option for you. And at 50%, if you wanted to dilute it a little bit and stretch your dollar out, you could probably do pretty well with this one. So, so for me, I'm not a bourbon guy, so I'm not huge on this Big Level. But the Total Wine by me had it for sale for $55. So for a 5-year bourbon, that's not too bad. The final one, I'm going to let this one air out a little bit. If you guys have any questions for me, throw them in the comment box while I let this air out. Because this one's even higher proof than the Cooley. I told you that Cooley was 56.2%. This is 58. And look at that color. It's still light colored. So this is only 4 years old. It's bottled by Battlehill. Battlehill is kind of like 80 Rattray, where they don't make their whiskeys. They kind of just bottle special barrels from other distilleries. This is a 4-year-old Bunnahabhain. So I saved this for last, not because of the alcohol percentage, but because this is a peated whiskey. So Islay whiskeys, the peatiness clings to your tongue. It can kind of wreck the palate. So you would never want to start your tastings with a Islay or peated whiskey. You always want to finish there. So, ooh, wow. What's up there with Redbreast? Are you saying the Johnny Walker Green is up there with Redbreast? Those are 2 different styles of whiskeys completely. Oh my God, this smells amazing. I wish we had smell-o-vision. Holy cow. So it has your typical peated whiskey smells, your medicinal smells that a lot of, like, especially Mike, you hear him say it all the time. Kind of, he says it smells like liquid Band-Aids, but it does have a medicinal smell. But this has a little bit something on top, kind of like cream, maybe like a buttercream, vanilla, with a little bit of like dusty, almost like old books. Yes, it is. Aaron, thank you for making it into the channel. Yes, this is the Battlehill Bunnahabhain. So were you the one that brought the Bunnahabhain to the meetup? Because when I was doing my research, I saw that there's two different versions. So this is the heavily peated then. Okay. I saw that there's a lightly peated and a heavily peated version of this. So this is the heavy peated, according to the guy who gave it to us. So this is 58%. And seriously, Aaron, this has one hell of a smell to it. It smells so nice. But it's only $54 at Total Wine. $54 for a 58% whiskey. That's crazy. Okay. You definitely get that peat. I know in the whiskey world, a lot of people frown upon younger whiskeys, but I kind of feel Islay whiskeys do better at a younger age. Wolfburn, their Northland, is a perfect example of a young whiskey because that one's only about 3 to 4 years old, and it tastes so freaking good. And now this one being only 4 years old, I'm quite impressed with this one. Yes, young Islay can be fantastic. So I don't even know how to pronounce that, but Veritas, maybe. What I'm sipping now, is it up there with Redbreast? Just like I said with the other statement you made, it's hard to compare and say if they're up there with one another when they're totally different spectrums. Like if I was comparing Cooley to Redbreast, I would say, yeah, this is actually, for me, higher on the spectrum than Redbreast. But if I'm talking Johnny Walker, I can't compare the Johnny Walker to Redbreast because it's a different style of whiskey. I'm going to compare it to other blended scotches or maybe even lightly peated scotches. This, for the dollar, how can you not go with this one? $54 at Total Wine, and you're getting a 58% alcohol on something that actually tastes really, really well. It still clings to the tongue because of the peat, and according to Aaron, he said this is actually the heavily peated version. So yeah, you're going to get a lot of clinginess. Do you ever like mixing whiskey with a microbrew Coca-Cola? What does that mean? What's microbrew Coca-Cola? No, I actually don't do any mixers or any. I'm not a cocktail guy. If I do happen to have a cocktail, it's usually something like just an old fashioned. I'm boring like that. I'd rather drink whiskeys neat. And when I do drink, when you see us do these type of review videos, this is the most I drink in a day, is if I'm doing a tasting day. Because if I'm drinking just throughout the week, I probably only have 1 dram. So I drink maybe 2 or 3 times a week at the most. And tasting days are the ones where I drink the most. Any other questions before I get out of here? Seriously, Aaron, thank you, man. This one's good. Now, I'm saving the Cooley to finish with. I want to see what happens to going to the Cooley after the heavily peated, just the science. Yeah, man. I won't say it's really complex like a Lafroig. Like, Lefroy to me is still the best bang for your buck whiskey out there. I can get it for $41 at Trader Joe's. So for me, I'm always going to sing the praises of Lefroy 10. I know it's a lower proof, Aaron, so don't hate on it, but I love the taste of Lefroy 10. But for $54 and a 58% alcohol, I have to say this is a strong buy. Like, go out. If you have a Total Wine by you, check it out. I don't know who else sells it. Is anyone else writing in there? Because the comments kind of died off a little bit. Since I see that we have a higher view count towards the end of the video than I did when I was blabbing in the beginning, just a reminder, the whiskey giveaway that's on my Instagram, we're going to choose the winner this Saturday. So you have another 3 days to enter. So if you haven't entered the Instagram giveaway, look for hashtag Brolic Whiskey Giveaway. The handle that I use on Instagram is MetaHuman Dave. So just look for my personal page, the official giveaway. You have 3 days to enter. Saturday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to choose the winner on a live stream. So we're at about half the goal that I wanted, where I would choose an additional 8 winners. So you got 3 days to help me hit my goal so that there's more opportunities for you guys to win as opposed to just 2 winners. I'm willing to step it up to 10 if you guys help me get to my goal of 300 entries. Last time I checked, we were about 150-ish. All right. You guys seem pretty quiet. I don't see the chat room moving. Oh, actually, the chat room just went away. Oh, there we go. Is the Infinity Bottle named after the Infinity Gauntlet? Good question. So I am a big-time superhero nerd, in case you couldn't tell by the name MetaHuman Dave and the fact that Mike and I always wear superhero shirts. But no, the Infinity Bottle is not named after the Infinity Gauntlet. That name was actually chosen well before I ever started using that name. Infinity just means that it's an ongoing process. If you want a full detail on what an Infinity Bottle is, I actually did record a in-depth video, and I think it was titled "What the Heck is an Infinity Bottle?" And in there, it tells you all about what an Infinity Bottle is. But basically, all it means is you take a little bit of every bottle that you own, put it into a separate bottle. And so as you're filling it up, you might be sampling from it too. So it's kind of like doing one of these. It's going up and down. It's blending your own personal blend, but it constantly evolves since you're always adding to it while also occasionally sipping from it. Now, Mike and I have never once sampled from our personal Brolic Whiskey Infinity Bottle. The Brolic Whiskey Infinity Bottle is the ones of everything that we've reviewed on the channel thus far. So anything that we've recorded, and that even means the ones that haven't been edited yet, are thrown inside the bottle. Our plan is, and I have it scheduled in on the YouTube already, so I don't have a calendar in front of me. I think it's Sunday the 14th, if that sounds right. I know it's on a Sunday. We're going to actually crack open the Infinity Bottle live and taste it with you guys. So that's why we're saying we want you guys to enter the competition, because the more people that enter, I will also choose other winners to get the Infinity Bottle sample delivered to them, with the hope and intent that you will save it and drink it with us, so we're all drinking it for the first time together on that live stream. With that being said, I don't see anything new being asked. So I'm going to thank Aaron once again for this amazing Battlehill 4-year-old Bunnahabhain. And I will say it's a definite buy. So check it out. I'm going to finish with the Cooley. Hopefully I can learn how to edit the videos to try to get more videos out to you. Again, I mentioned, if you're coming in late, my My laptop's kind of weak and it can only handle Hit Film Express. If any of you guys watching this, either live or later on in the replay, know how to use Hit Film Express, please hit me up. I have questions. I'm stuck trying to do a couple of things, and I need to get these videos out to you guys before we get backlogged too much. I want to get you guys some new videos, and we just started a Patreon page. So if you'd like to support this channel, hit up the Patreon link that's up in the cover art here on YouTube. One of the goals that I created is to help us get a brand new webcam, so you're not dealing with this graininess that I deal with right now, because I do have a low-end webcam on a low-end laptop. Other than that, as always, I'm going to ask you guys to please hit that subscribe button. If you haven't done so yet, also hit that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Enter the Brolic Whiskey giveaway, because on Saturday at noon, I'm going to select at least 2 winners, possibly up to 10 if you guys help me get to that goal. I will catch you guys on the next video. Cheers. Take care as I try once again to figure out how to end this live stream. YouTube's always changing it. There we go. See you guys.